Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. B and I'm here with your kindergarten art lesson for the week. This week in art we are learning about one of my favorite works of art. It is a print. It's actually a lithograph, which is a very special kind of print, done by an artist named Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso was born in the late 1800s and he lived almost 100 years until the 1970s. So he was a painter, a sculptor. He did ceramics, which is what we did with our pinch pots. Remember when we used clay? And he worked on theater design, so he helped design sets for plays that people were in. He did lots of different types of art. He worked in Spain and France. He was born in Spain, and when he died, he lived in France, which is another country that's near Spain. So Pablo Picasso did this painting for a very special event. It was a demonstration of peace. Do you know what peace means? There's actually two things. Peace can mean a part of something when you spell it one way, but this kind of peace is spelled P-E-A-C-E. And this kind of peace is a feeling. Have you ever heard about the feeling of peace before? Of feeling calm, or feeling like everything is okay, feeling very still. We sing a peace song at school with Mrs. Gear sometimes. So this is a picture of two hands and some flowers. Now, this hand belongs to one person and this hand belongs to someone else. So this is somebody handing flowers to somebody else. And we don't know who's the one handing them to the other person. You could really think of it either way. So we are going to try to make our own bouquet of peace today. So the first step for this project is to find somebody in your house and have them help you trace your hand and trace their hand. So it's almost like the two hands in our Picasso picture. When we do this project at Goodwin School, Mrs. B traces your hands on some paper and we cut them and glue them out. So you could do it that way too. If you have construction paper at home, you can trace one hand in one color and one hand in the other color and glue them right down. But we didn't have any construction paper at our house. We have to order some because we're all out. So we did it with pencil and then I traced the lines with pen. So after you've traced the two hands, your job is going to be to write the names of the people who have their hands in the picture. Picasso signed his name at the bottom and the date. So I thought since yours is going to show two people's hands, I had my son Josh do this, and then I traced my hand. So I wrote Josh and Mom. So you can decide who's going to help you with this project. Maybe it's your brother or sister, maybe it's a grown-up. And then I wrote the date at the bottom. So after you trace your two hands, you're going to draw a flower bouquet in the middle, but it's a little tricky, so watch. You start making a line here, but when somebody's holding flowers, their hand covers part of the stem. So when you get to the hands, you stop. Anywhere there's not hands, you can make the stems. I put it right over the words, and I think that's okay because you can still read them. So I put it through. I stop when there's fingers. And you can decide how many flowers you want to have in your bouquet of peace. I'm actually going to use two different kinds of green because I noticed Picasso used dark green and he used light green. And I think it's kind of nice to see those two types of green. So I'm going to try some light green next. And I'm just making some lines here for the stems. Okay. Now he put some leaves at the top, so if you want, you could certainly put some leaves on your stems if you would like to. Some flowers have lots of leaves on their stems and some don't. I'm going to put some leaves on here. Now for the flower part, he did circles or ovals and then little petals around them. So I'm going to start by making a circle. Let's see. I think I'll do blue for the petals. I'm trying to make it look a little bit like what Picasso did. What do you think? Red and blue, red and blue. You can change it though. If you have favorite colors, you could do your favorite colors, or you could ask the other person whose hand is in your picture to pick some colors, and you pick some colors. So you're gonna work on filling all your stems. Oops, oh, I broke my crayon, Mrs. B. That's okay, that happens sometimes. You're gonna draw those centers. Add your flower petals around the outside and fill it all up. And when you're done, you'll have your own bouquet of peace, and it will have your hands and the hands of somebody else in your family. And as an extra thing that you could do this week for art, if you would like to, I have a read aloud online of a book that Mrs. B always reads to kindergarten in art class when we do our bouquets of peace. And it's called When Picasso Met Matisse. There were two artists who worked together sometimes named Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse. And in this book, they imagine that Picasso is a pig and they call him Picasso. And Henri Matisse is a cow and they call him Matisse, which is pretty funny. It's just kind of a silly story. And if you want to, you can play this read aloud. You just click right here. It's on Storyline, and I'll put a link to it. So have fun in art this week, making your own bouquet of peace inspired by Pablo Picasso. Read the read aloud with your family if you would like to, and enjoy making some art. I will see you on Google Classroom next week. That's all for now. Miss you.